Councilor Jackson, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam President, and I want to thank Councilor CMO for this process. A famous Lower Roxbury South End resident named Martin Luther King once said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." And I challenge us today to stand on the side of righteousness and to do the right thing. This operating budget doesn't have the work that Councilor Zachem has worked on, which is the Housing First program. $5 million would have gotten us 400 individuals who are homeless and given them a home and gotten them an opportunity. This doesn't have $10.7 million, which would have actually given our young people full employment this summer. Doesn't have money for the Boston Student Advisory Council, which is an invaluable program. But yet, interestingly, this budget they were able to find $8 million that could have been used for any of these programs. $8 million that should be a capital expenditure, but is coming out of our operating budget at a time when we're now also being asked for $15 million in operating funds to be used for a capital expenditure on a bridge, when people sat right here at this table and told us that we couldn't afford a bridge for homeless folks, but we can afford a bridge for General Electric, one of the richest companies in the United States of America. This budget also vastly underfunds the best school system in the United States of America, a school system where in 2015, urban school districts in the whole United States of America, none of them other than the city of Boston actually closed any part of the achievement gap. And we are tracking that way for our eighth graders. African American students in both fourth and eighth grade are outperforming the national average of that of large cities. And our fourth graders in all of our subgroups, African American, Latino, special education, and ELL, are outperforming national averages in reading. We live in, and actually one of the things you read earlier, Madam President, said that there's going to be a 3% increase for those people who are pensioners, covering the spread of inflation. What we have before us is a budget that expands the achievement gap. A budget, in fact, that our superintendent or none of the members, 7,500 members of the school department, were here to even answer a question for this body on Monday. There are still cuts to autism. Autistic students are getting cut 8% in this budget. There are cuts to trauma students, 21% cuts to trauma students. 8 more social workers / counselors were cut in the last couple of weeks. And this is at a time when the Boston Public Schools is increasing in size. Our census shows that there will be over 57,000 students next year. The 2 previous years, while John McDonough was here, the superintendent, an individual who was well respected and has been here for over 40 years, this administration gave him $38 million 2 years ago and $39 million 1 year ago. This new administration, under Dr. Chang, is receiving $18.5 million. That is a huge hole of $22 to $28 million. And it is simply wrong for us to support that. We are complicit. We are co-signing as a council on a budget that hurts our young people. 3,650 of them stood up this year. Some agree, some disagree, whether or not they should have walked out of school, but they stood up and they gave a challenge to us, and actually they modeled some of the behavior that we should do or we should be part of, which is standing up and standing up for the things that we believe in. I believe that this budget is wrong. I believe it's reckless. I believe it's irresponsible. I believe it's unconscionable to support the school budget that will hurt and harm the Boston Public Schools yet again, year over year. We have the money this year, Madam President. We have over $115 million of net new dollars. And I believe that we should put our young people first, put the most vulnerable, the homeless first, to put our youth first who are looking for summer jobs. We are at our best time economically in the city of Boston in the history. We had the BRA come before us and say that there is more construction going on than filling in the whole Back Bay. How, at this time, the best of times for part of the city, can we turn our back on those young people who need it? Folks looked out for us. People stepped up for us. They fought for us. It's about time that we pay them back by doing right by the young people in the city of Boston. So I will be voting no on the school budget, and I also will be voting no on the operating budget. I will vote yes on the capital budget. But I think this is a real time of reflection. What do we do as a city when we have the most? Who do we give those dollars to? And whose back do we really have? Thank you so much, Madam President.